Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to my live stream part 2. We just had some technical difficulties that I think we have just straightened out, but we will see. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing an announcement that I hope will be well received by folks. And as part of this announcement, there's also going to be some communication about a giveaway that I'll be doing. And then we are going to unbox an AOK from a subscriber to the channel. So I'm seeing lots of people starting to flow into the room. So clearly whatever was wrong with the live stream just a few moments ago has been straightened out. And greetings to everyone that is joining right now. Comic lover Omega, how you doing? Comic Books NYC take 2. I think I have it solved. Dan Bull, is good to see you. RB3, yes, this is going to be the secret project. And thank you for volunteering with very little information. Tony Sanders, welcome. Candy Grand Man, how you doing? It's good to see all you guys. Omega Comics, good to see you too. So over to my left here, you can probably see over my shoulder a stack of Gemini mailers that are going to be going in the mail tomorrow to the following people: Candy Grand Man, Steve B, Comic Books NYC, Tony Sanders, Tracy is Best, White Whale Comics, JM Comic, A Poor Man's Comics, and last but certainly not least, Shadow Sniper. Those are all of the winners from our second trivia night, and those things over my shoulder are all of the prize packs that are going to go out. If you missed trivia night yesterday, you guys missed a whole lot of fun. We did some trivia, we had some fun, and now we're going to give away some books. So hopefully you guys will receive those Gemini mailers in the mail this week. Everything is being sent out first class mail, so you guys should receive it hopefully in a timely manner. William, how you doing? Jacob, it is good to see you. And yeah, you guys are definitely welcome for the books back there. It is my pleasure. I have fun with the trivia night stuff. I need to be better prepared next time, so when someone asks me for a bonus, that I actually have something thought out in advance, because that has caught me by surprise twice now. So hopefully I'll be prepared next time. And Dan Bull, there were, I think, 3 trivia questions. Let me count. There was 1, 2, there were 2 DC related questions, and I think there were at least 4 DC books that were given away yesterday, including 2 Batman books. So there you go. And it was not Alfred. Alfred was not the answer. Simon Comics, how you doing? It is good to see you. Welcome to the live chat. So definitely trivia night was fun. I definitely enjoyed myself, and we'll end up doing it again at some point in the future. There you go. Comics Books NYC actually picked up a Teen Titans book. Bake the Snake, it's good to see you. No RB3, there was no Bat Wang anywhere to be found in my giveaway. Candy Grand Man, is Alfred like C? Is that like C? Dan Bull, it's all good, brother. Next time you will definitely be in the house for that. So hopefully you'll be able to do it next time. So I have a couple of really cool things that I'm doing. Today we're going to do an announcement, which I think I'm excited about. I hope you guys will enjoy it. On tomorrow, we'll probably do a live unboxing. In fact, this is what came for me today. So we are going to unbox this monster hopefully tomorrow, and then on Friday I will be doing, fingers crossed, a big announcement as well. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned to all of that stuff. So we got some cool, it is big like a sleeping bag. If somebody rolled up a sleeping bag. I think what it is the guy that sells me the book knew that I do unboxings live on air, and so he wanted to make sure that the book was safe en route to me across the country. So definitely, it was definitely a good move on his part. I didn't hear anything rattling in the box, and I think everything's going to be okay. He says that he put lots of cushion in there, so fingers crossed that everything is fine. So yeah, it is definitely a crunched box. You know, you can see there's a little bit of lag on my side, but hopefully you guys can see it. There is definitely some damage to this box, but I think it's probably going to be fine. So hopefully you guys will join me tomorrow and be able to see that unboxing. So let's get to, you guys decide. What do you want to do? The AOK first or the announcement? Which one? AOK or announcement? You guys tell me. USPS strikes again, no doubt. And what's funny is my mail lady, as she walked it up the stairs to me, she says that I was killing her because of the number of boxes that we get here at the house. So she says I was killing her. All right, so we have like 4 people for the announcement and 3 people for the AOK. We'll give it another sec. 4 people for the announcement, and I think 4 people for the AOK. So it is literally tied. So we'll give it 2 more votes. 2 more people vote, and then we will decide what we're going to do, whether it is the AOK or the announcement. And it is looking like a tie. All right, so there we go. We'll decide. We did it. So we are going to do the announcement first. Okay, so you guys know that I'm always trying to do something different, right? Something that is maybe unexpected, something that's a little bit different for our community versus just unboxing books, right? So I like to you know, have a little fun with this. And so from time to time, not time to time, just every day, I engage with lots of subscribers and just people on Instagram just talking about comics, right? And I enjoy the interactivity because it basically, and I've talked about this before, it takes what could be a lonely hobby and it makes it much more entertaining and engaging. And so I spend a lot of time, literally all day, talking to people about comics, which I think is great. And there was someone I was talking to, and I can't remember their name, so forgive me, but I was talking to someone and they threw out this idea of something that I could do. And I let the idea kind of rattle around in my head for a couple of days. And then I kind of tweaked it and modified it. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about right now. So we talk a lot in this YouTube community about community and about, you know, how we, you know, support one another and how we always talk and how we want to, you know, if we sell books or trade books or whatever it is, we want to kind of keep it in a community. And so there are many YouTubers out there, many of them in this room that I may never meet ever, right? But I was thinking, is there a way that we could have a little bit of connectivity, right? Where we could literally exchange something and kind of foster that sense of community. And so what I decided to do was to go out, well, not really go out, but pull from my collection 2 blank covers of some comics, specifically Fantastic Four #1 and the most recent Avengers books. And what I want to do is I want to send these blank cover comics to some of my friends in the YouTube community. And I want to ask those friends to sign those books for me, to sign them if they're artistic, to put a sketch on them, but to basically make their mark in some way, shape, or form on these 2 sketch covers, right? So I think they're front and back, so we have plenty of space to be able to do this. And the idea is that these 2 books are going to go from YouTuber to YouTuber to YouTuber and ultimately work its way back to me. I'm going to take those 2 books, which hopefully won't be damaged by the United States Postal Service, and I'm going to get those 2 books slabbed. And then I'm going to hang one of those books on the wall of truth behind me. You guys have started calling it the wall of truth. We'll stick it back there. And then I'm going to then give away the other book to a subscriber of the various channels, right? And there are lots of folks that follow me that also follow some of the other YouTubers that I'll be talking about in just a moment. So the idea is that I'm going to keep one and then I'm going to give one away to basically our community. So that is the idea. I'm going to get caught up here with the chat and see what you guys think. All right, so so I'm hearing people think that it's a great idea. They like it. They think it's a cool idea. Very cool. All right. So those are it's basically how it's going to work, right? Is I've pulled together a list and I've reached out to 8 YouTubers already, guys that I'm cool with, guys that I talk to on a regular basis. And I sent them very cryptic messages and it was like, I got this idea. Are you on board? And every one of these guys was like, I'm in, I'm on board. I don't need to know anything. You'll tell me about it when you're ready. Each one of these guys was automatically in, and I appreciate every one of them letting me kind of work through how this thing might work. So I want to rattle off the YouTubers because what I want to do is to try to do it in some semblance of an order, right? Working from the west part of the country to the east side, right? And what we'll end up doing is we may end up making some adjustments as more YouTubers put their hand up and say that they want to be involved. But the way that it's going to go right now is I'm going to send it from myself to Matt, aka Thanatos. He and I go way back. We've done joint chats together, and so I'm going to send it to him. He's going to send it to my buddy Comics with Bueller, another guy that put me over the top with 1,000 subs, so we want to send that over to him. Next is going to go down south to my buddy RB3 Ray, who I talk to on a regular basis, and depending upon timing, Ray, you may be able to just send it back to me or deliver it to me because I know that you're coming into town. Next up, my buddy Tony Sanders. It'll go to him. It'll go to Alex the Comic Hoarder, followed by my buddy JD, who 2 seconds after I sent the message, he sent 2 words, I'm in. I guess it's a contraction, but 2 words, I'm in. And then it'll go to Whitewell Comics, another good guy, and then my buddy DS Comics. It'll go to him. So those are essentially the 9 YouTubers, including myself, that have already signed up to be part of this thing. And again, I think it's going to kind of expand from there. I saw a couple of people already put their hands up and say that I'm in. So what I would say to you is if you want to be involved, right? Well, what I'm going to ask of these guys before I go any further is to make your mark on the book, make a sketch, sign it, right? Do something on the book on each one, right? Because one will stay with me and one will go away. So you want to make your mark on there. However you choose to do it is cool with me. But just recognize to save some space for other people. So don't sketch the whole front thing, right? So, and then my ask is that every person that gets it has to receive the book, do what they're going to do, and then send the book off in about a week. My goal is to keep the book moving, right? So it needs to be moving. Otherwise, with just 9 people, you're already looking at 9 weeks in transit, right? So the goal is to keep the book moving as quickly as possible. So get it, do your thing, send it off. If you think, if you're one of these 9 that you're going to be traveling or vacation or whatever it is, let me know and we will reroute it to someone else. Because what I'm going to do is to continue to kind of refine the list and get addresses and that kind of stuff to make sure that we know where the book is at all times. The other part of it is that if you're on this list and if you are on the next list that we build out, you can always do a video with the book, right? You can read the book, you can do a video with the book, you can take photos with the book, put it on Instagram, whatever it is. But this is basically some free content, right? That we can all have a little bit of fun with. And so the idea also kind of came from my niece who sent me Flat Stanley, where I had to take some photos with Flat Stanley as he moved across the country. So the thing is, we can have a little bit of fun with this, but the goal is to keep the book moving. So I'm going to ask all of the guys that I mentioned. I think I have most of your addresses already, but if there is any doubt, send me an email to RegieCollects@gmail.com, REGIE collects@gmail.com to make sure that I have your recent address. That way we'll know who we're going to send it to next. The other thing, and I saw a couple of people put their hand up and say that I'm in. If you are in, you have to be an Instagrammer, right? Ideally an Instagrammer that I know and talk to on a regular basis. The last thing I want is for the book to go out and to be lost, the books, I should say, to go out and be lost. So make sure that I know who you are, because I just wanted to, again, stay in the community, but at the same time, I wanted to include as many people as possible. So hopefully you guys understand that. And if you want to be on the list, because you're not on the list, make sure you send me an email to RegieCollects@gmail.com. I'll need your YouTube name, your name, and all that kind of stuff. And then we will figure out the order in which you may actually be able to receive the book. All right. And we'll try to include as many people as possible. Right. So just, bear with me, bear with us as we do this thing, because it's never been done before. So we're going to try to figure this thing out together. All right. So that's the big announcement. We're going to sign two books all across the country, and then we are going to give one of these away. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure which one I want to do. I kind of like the Avengers book. I kind of like the Fantastic Four book, especially after reading number 2. Number 1 wasn't great, but number 2 was great. Number 1 of Avengers was okay, but number 5 was impressive. So I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to keep, but I will definitely keep one, and then I'll be figuring out how to give the second one away. All right. Hard enough to figure out Instagram. Hard enough to figure out YouTube, no Instagram. It's all good, brother. It's all good. All right. So it seems like so my Instagram is the same as my YouTube name essentially. So it's RegieCollects at Instagram, and then also RegieCollects at gmail.com. White Whale Comics, how you doing? Hopefully you heard exactly what you signed up for, brother. Because yeah, you did tell me that Fantastic Four 2 was dope. It was really good. It was really, really good. I enjoyed that. So again, I think it's awesome. There are a couple of you that are on this list, like White Whale Comics and JD, who have some artistic talent, right? Feel free to put a head sketch or a bust on there. Whatever it is that you guys want to do, I am cool with it, right? Like, have some fun. And yeah, so the idea, RB3, is really up to you, brother. Like, what I plan to do is I probably will sign the book and then print underneath RegieCollects and then the year that I happen to do it. So that'll probably be how I do it. It's up to each person to kind of decide. My hope is that when we get the book back, we'll be able to know who everyone is. And the question becomes, you know, are they going to know you by your Instagram or by your YouTube name or by your proper name, or should you include both? So it's really up to you to have a little fun with this thing and to sorry, I'm laughing at Dan Bull with the bat signal. If anyone draws a bat wang on this thing, I'm gonna be upset. So White Whale Comics, just a quick recap, brother. I'm going to be sending out across the country to my YouTube buddies 2 blank cover sketchbooks, and the ask is that each of you takes a moment to sign each one of the books, to make your mark, to draw a sketch, whatever it is on these books. I'm going to help it route itself around the country to my various YouTube buddies, usher the 2 books hopefully safely back to me, where I will get 2 of them slabbed. Hopefully they will come back at decent grades. I will keep 1 book hanging on the wall of truth, and then 1 book will be given back to the community as a gift in some way, shape, or form, and it'll be some kind of random gift that goes back. So that is the gist of the idea. And certainly, again, if you're on the list or want to be on the list, RegieCollects at gmail.com is where you should send your information. All right, so that's it. So let's do an unboxing now. No bat wangs. Hashtag no bat wangs. That is correct. Bruce Wayne keeps his secret identity. You are hilarious. You guys are funny. All right, so we are going to unbox this, and this little gift right here actually came all the way from Scotland. There was a guy by the name of Baxter Leclerc, who, again, one of the guys that I talk to on a fairly regular basis. He actually reached out to me, and he said to me, I want to send you a token of my appreciation for providing me hours of entertainment. And I guess he was acknowledging the fact that I do record a lot of videos, and I appreciate that. But he said, I wanted to send you a token of my appreciation for providing me with hours of just great content. And so he sent this thing all the way from Scotland. And honestly, it looks better than a book that we would send across country. So if you can believe that, this book actually looks pretty darn good. So what he did, I kind of know what's in here, but I don't know what's in here. All right, so one of the books is a book that I've actually sold a couple of times. It is Silver Surfer number 50. It is the 50th anniversary, and it is also Silver Surfer number 75. So those are cool. You know, I did a recent video about my childhood 90s books and what's more 90s than embossed foil. So that's pretty cool. The 75th anniversary and the 50th. So that's really cool. I actually got rid of these books maybe 6 months ago. So it's cool that he sent these to me. That may be a variant. I need to look closely at that one, because that one, interesting. Maybe there's a difference between the US and the UK versions of these books. So that's cool. So yeah, I need to look at that, because his eyes are actually white on both of them. I don't know that I've ever noticed that before, where he has white eyes. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. There's a little bit of some distortion on my side, but his eyes on both sides are white, which is kind of crazy. I've never seen that before. So who knows? Foil's making a comeback. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it won't lead to the erosion of the industry. All right, so this next one, this one is cool. This one he told me about. So it is a book that I don't have, which I think is really cool, but it is also a signed book. It is Thanos Legacy #1, signed by Donny Cates. That's pretty cool. So he definitely hooked this thing up. And he sent me a photo of this, so I knew that this one was in there. So that's really cool. And it's cool because I'm a fan of Donny Cates. I think he writes really, really well and has great pacing with this story. So he hooked this one up. I guess Donny was in Scotland. This guy went to go see him, got his signature, and he was like, I'm going to send this book to you. So I think that is very cool. So Baxter LeClaire, shout out to you, brother. I absolutely appreciate you sending that to me. And if you're not watching, I will send you a message on Instagram as soon as we wrap this thing up. So there you go. Jacob Morgan says, nice, send it to me. Not gonna happen, brother. DS Comics, is good to see you, brother. Welcome to the chat. Boy Who Had 7. This guy is making an appearance. I love this dude. Boy Who Had 7 has a great channel, some great content. I absolutely enjoy watching this stuff. He took a little bit of a break recently, but I am good to see him back, and I'm glad to see that you were able to make it to the chat, brother. It's good to see you. Xavier says, I'll give you $1. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. I won't give away this cool book. So I think it's really cool that this guy sent this thing all the way from Scotland. He certainly didn't have to do it, and now it makes me regret not including outside the United States in trivia night. So I'll have to make it up to those outside the US. So, all right. So it's good to see you guys. So let's do a quick recap, because I know DS Comics just got here, and I maybe like to get a Boy Who Had 7 involved in this if he's up for it. So let me do a quick recap before we close this thing out. So I wanted to do something that I've never really seen done in our community. And really what it is it's about, passing around a good story and having your buddy be able to read that story, enjoy that story. So what I've done is I've pulled from my collection two blank cover books, Fantastic Four #1 and Avengers #1. And what I want to do is I want to send these two books across the country to my buddies, to the YouTubers out there that I watch on a regular basis and that I enjoy. My hope is that when you receive this book, you will make your mark on these two books in some way, shape, or form. For me, who is not artistic, I'll just be signing it and trying to write my name in a legible manner. For some of you who are a little bit more artistic, like a head sketch or a bust or something like that would be really cool. But the idea is for us to pass this book all across the country, everybody taking a moment to reflect upon this book, to maybe even do a video with it, to take a photo for Instagram, whatever it is, but to make your mark on this book and then to pass the book on to the next YouTuber who is on the list. And the idea is that the books will work their way around, come back to me ultimately, where I will get them slabbed. One book will go on the wall of truth, as you guys have started to call it, and then one book will be given back to the community as a gift or a token of appreciation to someone else. So that is the idea. And so my hope is DS Comics has already agreed to participate. He is actually last on the list right now. And my hope is that the Boy Who Had 7 will also participate. And he says, epic idea, he is down, and he likes the idea. So Boy Who Had 7, you will be number 9 on the list. So what I would say is if you are on the list and I don't have your address, make sure you send me an email to RegieCollects@gmail.com. And that's REGI collects@gmail.com. Send me an email there with your mailing address and your proper name, right? That way I can add you to the list and put you into the rotation. But Boy Who Had 7, thank you, brother, for your willingness to participate. I actually didn't doubt it, because you are definitely a good guy and you are definitely part of the community. So, the idea is that there would be sketches and signatures on both books, right? So what I'll be doing at some point this week probably is I'll be signing in the lower right-hand corner, and I'll be signing on both books. and then sending it off to Matt Thanatos for him to go ahead and sign somewhere front and back, and then to pass it on to the next person. So the idea is hopefully to make your mark in some way, shape, or form on both books. And I know sketching might take a lot of time, and so what I would say is if time is an issue, sketch on one, sign the other, and then send them on to the next person. But the way that we're going to work this thing is that it's going to go from me to Thanatos, to Comics with Bueller, to RB3, to Tony Sanders, Alex the Comic Hoarder, JD, Whitewell Comics, DS Comics, and then lastly to the boy who had 7. He will be possibly, I think I know where you live, boy who had 7, so we may need to change the rotation based upon where you live. And I see that Chris just got here with Batwang jokes, or Batwang related jokes. No peeing on the books. The book should come back white, not off-white to yellow, Chris. But definitely, Chris, if you want to get involved in this, brother, I'd love to have you involved. I didn't have a way to send you a message the other day when I did the health check on you. I didn't have a private way to send you a message, so I didn't want to do it that way. I was going to wait for the video to go up and then ask you once I posted this video up. So again, hopefully you guys can participate in this thing. And again, send me those emails and we'll get as many people as we possibly can to sign this thing. All right. And then the last thing I want to do as part of the recap is Baxter Leclerc in Scotland actually sent me an AOK as a token of appreciation for the video content that I've been creating, and shout out to him for doing that. He sent me the 50th anniversary, or the 50th anniversary issue of Silver Surfer, and then also the 75th. I actually got rid of these books about 6 or 7 months ago, so I'm happy to have these back as part of this AOK. And then he also sent me Thanos Legacy #1, signed by the man Donnie Cates. So that is definitely a cool gift, cool AOK. All right. So with that, I'm going to get myself out of here. The wife and I are going to watch a little bit of TV, and then I'm going to try to go hit the gym. I appreciate you guys spending a little bit of time with me. And I hope to hear from you guys soon. And before you go, if you can throw a couple of thumbs up on this video, I would certainly appreciate it. And as always, when the video goes live, if you want to come back and make some comments, I appreciate those as well. Take care.